Hello, good people. This is your goat Minyari coming to you from the splendiferous world of Chimeraland. We are currently at my home on the bluff, which overlooks the valley, the plains below. In the far distance, you can actually see the Westmount continent on the other side of the sea. The beautiful sakura tree below. I've got new neighbors, clanmates who are building beautiful houses. Here is my house, the clan house. My amazing garden, which I am going to talk about in another stream, and I need to give credit where it's due, so I need to go look up some information before I do that stream. But yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about the Spirit Orb, which is very important for you to become familiar with. Also, you'll notice in the right hand corner of the stream I have downloaded a cursor app that allows me to point at things while I'm streaming. So hopefully that will help. You see that night is falling. We got some aurora borealis going on. The beautiful, beautiful night skies in this game are really something to behold. But we're not going to spend a lot of time on that because we are going to make this short and sweet. And we're going to get right down to business and start exploring the Spirit Orb. So the Spirit Orb is one of the first items that you can place in the game. And it is the key to everything. So when you put your Spirit Orb down, it allows you to research different aspects of the game. And we're going to go in depth with this right now. So we click on the Spirit Orb button, and the first thing we see is going to be this menu. And not sure that things are actually grayed out when you can't research them anymore, but you would be able to click on them and they would tell you whether they are or not. So here we are on the build menu, and you'll notice that I'm at 6 of 6 here, so I've researched this 6 times. And when you do research these main categories like build and then craft, I'm going to click on that. We have craft, and then below that, Arcane, nurturing, gadgets, vehicles. These are the different vehicles that you can create. Base, which has to do with mostly gardening stuff. And then Vestige, which has to do with encounters that you can create and then go into, which I can show you that in a little bit. But first we're going to start off up here and build. So the first thing that I want you to know, that for each one of these different categories, when you research them, notice over here the prize that you get for researching it. You get experience and you get star points. Now, star points are very important because they allow you to research different attributes, different aspects of the weapons that you use. And that is visible in the here. Go up to this button here and click on that. And then we're going to click on character. And then we're going to click on for stars. You're going to go over here and click on that. And we're going to go over this whole thing in much greater detail later, but it is important that you accumulate star points, because those will make you stronger and increase your power. But we're here to talk about the Spirit Orb. But that is an important aspect of the Spirit Orb, because by researching these different categories, the main headers, these parts up here, you get star points for each one of them. And also, when you go to, is it base, I believe? No, I think it might be under Arcane. Yeah, when you go to Arcane, the further down that you get on these tiers, you see that you can research your star levels as we go. And so that's a great way for you to get star points. So focus on those should be one of your top priorities when you're researching things, is try to open up your star points. So when you place your Spirit Orb, it allows you to start researching various things. The number one thing that you need to do when you first start is just basically follow the quest line. Bella, who is going to be this lady here, is going to give you quests, and just follow along and she will tell you everything that you need to know. So she's going to have you research all these different things. Renovate is a very important one. Make sure you don't put that one off, because that allows you to do things like put wallpaper up in your house and paint your house, like dye your wood different colors and whatnot. So make sure you do not neglect your renovate button. You're going to want to, of course, research your foundations, because this is what allows you to build. And then as you go along, you know, the more you research these different building elements, the more creative you can get. The mailboxes, notice that we learn one early on in the game, and then as you progress through the tiers, you can learn different ones, and the differences in them is that they give you more home points. So the more home points you have, then you can level up your home. So just go through. The build menu is pretty important. You're going to want to upgrade everything that you can, so that you have the most tools available to you when you are creating your home. Craft, this is your standard crafting stations, and you upgrade them, you know, as you upgrade up here, your header, then these different levels become available to you down here. And, you know, this is the 6th level, and now they're starting to ask for some difficult to come by items. Not too difficult, but like once you get to the point where you're needing this stuff, you should be able to kill the beasts that allow you to obtain the materials needed for these upgrades. So now we go to the Arcane tab. And again, we have some more kind of crafting things. Your game pod, you're going to learn that one right away. This is really a valuable thing to do every day. If you can make time to do the different modules in the game pod, they give a lot of prizes, so don't neglect this. I've neglected it, and it's not too late to go back and and catch up. But it does give you a lot of rewards that are worth having, so definitely do that. Definitely you want to invest in your activation queue, because it allows you to research up to 3 things at one time. So like right now, I am researching this hot air balloon that I hope to make with crazy expensive materials. And then I'm also have these items in queue so that they will upgrade. Once the air balloon is done in 9 hours, then these things will start researching. And by the time I wake up in the morning, everything should be set to go. So now a lot of these things here, we're back in the craft tab up here. And a lot of these things, you research them here, and then if you notice over here, it says you can craft it in the forge. So, Spirit Orb creation to craft. Oh, Spirit Orb creation, that's what we need to look at. So I'm going to X out of here at the top. Now, over here, notice you've got Spirit Orb, and then you've got Spirit Orb creation below it. And this is where you make your actual, these actual items, most of the crafting items. And then you've got stuff like the campfire, or the reed mailbox, and so these are mostly crafting stations that you can make. So that is in your Spirit Orb creation tab, and it tells you right here where you can create the stove, and then how many build points you get for doing that. Alright, so on to Arcane. We were talking about that before. Of course, you've got your observatory. Bella's going to have you make the home shop, and all of this stuff is going to be quests that Bella throws at you, and so this is where you find that information. And again, make sure you keep up with this header up here, because for every one of those, then you get one of these star points. Very, very important. Nurturing, again, Bella's going to have you do some of these stuff, and then later on you'll work on these items here. None of this is terribly exciting. The planters allow you to grow plants in your home, and I'll show you one real quick. So, that one's empty. But basically it allows me to grow plants outside of my garden. They grow in very fast, and unfortunately, like, anybody could come and harvest this at any time. So I tend to use cheap, common grade seedlings in here. So if somebody steals them or harvests them, it's no big deal. So those are your planters, and then the other items were the fish tanks, which I have one here. This one's for hatching mermaids, which you can turn into attendants. And then I have another one way upstairs for hatching fish. But that's another day's story. So that's what you can research here. Fish tanks and planters. Gadgets are going to be your catchers, which, and again, make sure you upgrade up here. Catchers are going to be what you use to catch beasties. You got your fishing rod you can make, and then your panning items. So you've got your copper pan and your ornate pan. I can tell you that the copper pan lasts about 5 minutes, and it gives you about 10 golden sands, about 15 pattern shells, and up to about 5 clay per pan. So that's a good thing, and you can just click it once and then, you know, take a bio break for 5 minutes and come back to it. Fishing rod, that's pretty self-explanatory. Hook claw. This is something, it's kind of like, it's not a toy exactly, but it is fun to use. But you can use these to mine for starstones. So basically you shoot it, and then it pulls you to wherever you're shooting it. So it's kind of a fun tool to get the hang of. Explosives are fun to use in, beastie battles. I still haven't figured out what the sky pearl is yet. I need to research that. And so that's that for gadgets. Vehicles, I haven't really experienced, none of these really appeal to me except for the balloon. And the only reason why I'm doing this, and it may be a terrible mistake, but I'm hoping that I can use this to mine for starstones. Not sure how that's going to work, but if not, I'll still have a cool vehicle that I can hover around in. One thing I will warn you about with the vehicles is that, first of all, they take gas, fuel, so you have to create that and carry it with you while you're using it so that you can keep it going. And also, they do suffer from durability loss. So just like regular gear, as you use it, it loses durability. However, with gear, you have the hardness attribute. So every time you repair your gear, the durability on your gear, you lose hardness until you get to 0. And once you get to 0, then you're done. You need to get a new piece of gear. With the vehicles, they have not implemented hardness for these vehicles. So once the durability goes to 0, then they're no longer operable. This may be something that is fixed at a later date. I don't know, but do be aware that these are limited use items, really. And it sucks because, like, for instance, this balloon that I am researching, first of all, it doesn't tell me what I used to upgrade it, but it wasn't cheap, I can tell you that. And to make an actual balloon, you would go to the workbench, and under vehicles, up here at the top, vehicles, and then we scroll down, and the hot air balloon is the one that I'm researching now. And you see that it takes 2 of the fish scale glue, which involves collecting a lot of coconuts, and I do believe clay, but I could be wrong on that. And then 5 epic boards and 10 epic leather. And that is quite a grocery list of items. You're going to need a lot of precious jade. You're going to need a lot of pale jade. You're going to have to do a lot of gathering to get that. I think the next step up, the legendary, I know you need 180 base item just for one legendary board. I don't have the other numbers in front of me, but it's a lot. It's a lot of grinding. So, yeah, limited durability on vehicles. So you get close to the Spirit Orb, you get your menu over here, my pointer over it, see Spirit Orb, click on that. We're on vehicles. The next one is base, and this is a subject that I'm going to talk about very soon, and this is mostly gardening stuff. So in order to even create a garden, you need to first research your core pylon, and then you're going to have to research your fields. This is what you grow your plants in. The base virtuoso is how big your garden can be. So when you first put your pylon out, you have I think it's 3 by 3 square. And then you can put your pylon in the middle. So there's one tile all the way around the pylon for you to start your gardens with. And I would suggest that you start with common plants like either orchids or anise. Anise is very good because you can make healing potions for yourself and for your pets. So anise, and then after that start growing royal spurge, which you obtain from dragon bone in the desert areas. And then after that, you're going to want to be growing honor grass, which you get from spar in the snowy areas. And then also Xing Li is for the, I believe it's for the legendary potions, and that is also found in the snowy regions. If we click on the elixir maker, it tells us. So the epics are honor grass, which are from the snowy regions. The legendaries are the yellow grass, which you're going to have to do a lot of over here. We click on this button here, and then we can click on character. Character. And then you click over here on life. And over here it has all the different life skills. And in order for you to get to the point where you can harvest the honor grass or the Lingzi, you have I still have to get to level 31 in order to harvest the Lingzi. So you know, you're going to start small. You got your anise. Start with your anise and then just work your way up and to get there. So, oops, go back to the Spirit Orb. This thing, oh my god, this thing is amazing, and it's worth every second that you have to grind to get it. Highly recommend it. I'm going to go over it when I do my gardening module, but definitely make this a priority on your to-do list. The Spirit Pillar, that asks for some pretty kind of costly items. You're going to have to do some grinding of events with your friends and clanmates in order to get the currency to buy these things. So, but the Spirit Totem, the Spirit Pillar, it protects, I believe, a 5x5 square of your garden. So nobody can just randomly come and harvest it when it's out of protection. So again, I'll go over it when I talk about the gardening. You got your sprinkler systems here. The dance ball, you can make a dance ball for your home area. However, the quirky thing about it is you can only place it in your garden. You have to place it near your core pylon, and it takes up one of your gardening spots. So that's just a weird thing. Your war banner, you can use those later on to teleport to other places. I've seen people put them on stars up in space so that they can access the star. I haven't played around with that yet, but I almost have all the materials I need to give that a whirl. So that might be soon on my list. Spirit Reaper is another gardening item. Very costly to make, but I understand, and you know, now that my garden's a lot bigger, I can really understand the value of it. The Sky Bell stands, I have no freaking idea what these do, y'all. Really don't know. I need to ask somebody. You can hang some bells on them that you can buy from the shop or from the traveling vendors, but I don't know what they do. Obviously, they probably have something to do with the garden, or else it wouldn't be in this tab. And then finally, we have the Vestige, and all this is just art that you can research, and then you can create it. Oh, I think these might be just one-time uses. So basically with the art, you get them as prizes a lot, but also obviously you can create them in the Spirit Orb. And then if I click enter, if I'm in a group with my clanmates, notice on the right down here, use my cursor, it tells you can use it one time. Recommended power is 66,000. My current power is 26,000, and the recommended number of travelers to get this done is 4. I'm gonna say that I do believe that the 66,000 is like recommended pool power, because I'm pretty sure that we've fought this level of creature with a small group, and we've downed it. And there's different ones. I have this is my little clan house that I made for my clan, and I've got different different art in here, different encounters. So these are things that you can do with your clan to get points and prizes, and that's what the Vestige tab is all about. So that pretty much winds it up, you guys. I'm pretty much covered everything that there is to know about the Spirit Orb. I just really wanted you guys to know how important it was to research these different levels, these headers, because you want to get your star points. So see, this one I need to research, but sadly I need to get my home to level 24, and that is scary, because to get my home to the next level now, I need 8 epic timber and 8 epic fine stone and 35 fire crystals, which means I'm going to be spending some time on Central Mount mining lava. Going to be mining lava. Everybody says stay away from the lava, but I'm going to go mine it. But that's about it, you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope that you found this short video to be helpful and informative, and if so, please subscribe and like and tell everybody you know about Chimeraland, and come join us on 302 Stormcliff. We are on the island, the continent of Eastmount, part of the Fiery Hills clan, or Fiery Hills faction. So if you need a guild, come see me and we'll get you sorted. Thank you so much. Have a good night.